Alright, today we're going to be working on this 1960 GMC B7000 wrecker. It's got a military W45 Holmes on it. This was a local garages here in town that built it pretty much from a wreck, from what I've been told from previous history. And this was their main truck for years on end, and then it got kind of replaced by a 71 or 72 Ford Louisville, like a L800, I guess, gas job 391. We actually picked that up too. They went out of business a couple months ago, and then they're kind of like selling everything off. So these were getting ready to get scrapped, and it's a pretty neat truck. I couldn't really see it get scrapped, so me and my dad kind of split them up. And it was sitting under a tree. They parked it. That was kind of the end of it. They said it stopped running. They stopped running because it had a broken spring, and I'll try and get a picture of that here in a minute. So they pretty much parked it under a tree, and that was the end of it. And it sat there probably every bit of 25 years. It was like frozen in time. It had all the rigging on it, all the light bar, everything, like it was going to go back to work one day, and it never did. 6V71 power, which is pretty neat. 5-speed, 2-speed rear. It's pretty cool to see one of these still around. I mean, it's pretty rough. It's got the rot real bad. It sat for way too long, but it was frozen in time. Had all the stuff in it from when they were running it. I've been told they ran this truck to, you know, all the way up to New York a bunch of times, but this was it, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna try and at least get it running here. We pulled one of the valve covers off over the weekend. All the injectors are stuck, unfortunately. So I'm gonna try today and at least get one side freed up here. Got my service truck over here at their work. Hopefully I get the one side freed up, and maybe next week we'll get over to the other side here and get it broke free, maybe, or get it running. But this is going to be like a will it start. I think it's going to, these Detroits, they like to run. It just sat way too long. But yeah, this was like built out of a wreck from what I'm told, and this was the demise of it. This broken spring here we just noticed the other day. I don't know if you can see that or not, but pretty neat. They just parked it. It's all hand lettered. It's kind of a shame it's as rough as it is. The rig's in pretty bad shape. It's pretty frozen up. So that's pretty much it. We'll get some tools out, get this hood propped up, and hopefully get these injectors broke free. It kind of sucks to work on it because half the motor's in the cab. And the dog box really isn't the greatest, but you see the rack is froze up pretty good on this side here. You can't even see that back injector almost. So I'm gonna do a little trick I kind of learned. We're gonna pop these two fuel rails off. We're gonna take the rocker arms off. We're gonna fill it with brake clean it out, some WD-40 there, take a brass punch to this. Hopefully it starts moving. I'm not gonna try and disconnect all this rack right now because I really don't feel like setting the air gap on everything again. So hopefully that works. I'm gonna try and prop this up and see what we come up with here. If I get this hood to stay up without smacking me in the head, because it already did this already. Might wind up just getting one freed up before I kind of run out of daylight here today. I got here a little later than I wanted to, so I guess one's better than none. But when they parked this thing, they had another Diamond Rio that we actually had. We bought from. That's kind of how this whole got started here. We bought a Diamond Rio, like a 68 or 69 Diamond Rio with a Home 750 on it. That was in pretty rough shape, but that was like another one that was getting ready to get scrapped. And then that's how we kind of got involved with this one and that Ford. We got the Ford running. The Ford was kind of, it's a way better shape than this is. The cab's still a little rough, but I don't know what we're going to wind up doing with either one of them here. It was pretty cool. Like, both of them were just parked, shoved in a corner, and that was the end of it. The Ford still had like registration and tags in it from 2012, which really isn't bad, but this, nobody can really come up with when they parked it. And, you know, they said the leaf spring was broken. That's what was the end of it. I was told this was a box truck and it got in an accident. That's what I was told. I don't know how true it is. So I'm gonna cheat and just buzz these off of the impact. Save some time here. I think once we get it all back together, I'll wind up resetting all these valves. But that ain't too bad actually. That one will come back. Hopefully see some cool stuff come out of here, or just spray me in the face. Get some light on it. There's a little bit coming out of it. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I was told just fill them with WD-40. See what happens. Trying to do all this with my phone. My GoPro's at home, so this one actually seems to be moving. surprisingly that one came free. I'm not going to take the rack off because if I can get them all free without busting the rack loose, I'm going to try it. So let me cut to the next one and see what happens. I'm trying to find a good spot to sit this. There isn't none. I don't know what kind of plans we got in store for this thing because it's pretty rough. It's got a locked up wheel. We got to pull the wheel. We tried cutting the rod for the brake chamber. That didn't help. So we tried towing it with our F600 with a Home 600 on the back of it, and it just wasn't. It didn't have enough. So we got a good friend of ours to tow it back with his R model Mack with the 750 on it, and picked it from the back. And surprisingly, this truck is extremely heavy. So it's pretty rough. I don't know if we're going to try and get the rig working or what the plans are with it. So I'm going to try and make videos of it as I go or as we do things with it. But there's easily 20 other trucks here in the yard to play with, and I have some at home too. I got another 671 and a Diamond T cab over that's been sitting we bought for a parts truck for one of ours, and that has also been sitting for just as long, so I might do a will it start with that as well. I have to get the cab picked up with my crane on my work truck, and try doing that one too, maybe before it gets cold out. Back one's going to be the worst one to get to because there ain't much of a doghouse in this thing. So I'm just going to roll that up like that. Hopefully it'll stay there. That one ain't too bad either. It's kind of stuck. Whatever. Try this little short brass guy here. That one seems like it's all the way down. We'll get a pair of vice grips on and see if it'll pop back up. These followers here on the top of these are hardened, so it's not the end of the world if you do this. It's not going to hurt it. Pry on it somewhere. That one's stuck pretty good. Probably got to take that one out. Fortunately, I guess one wanted to cooperate today. Get one out here and put it in the vise and see what happens. This is like almost impossible to do while trying to hold my phone, so bear with me. sitting there. Need one of the little index and pry bars, which I don't got. There it goes. Alright, makes it easier. Get out of the rack. Should spin out of there. That's 60s. Looks pretty original. But follower's stuck. All this is all stuck. So let me get some rags and clean it up. Try and prop this up on my truck here maybe somehow. I did two of these the other day for a 271. And I just put them up in the vise like this. I don't know how I'm going to hold this, but give me a second. I just kind of chucked them up in the vise there, and I'll fill them up with brake clean again. Clean it off. Actually, they're in pretty good shape. Hopefully I get this broke free before my phone dies here. I'm gonna run out of daylight. So I'm just gonna hit this on the edge of it. Hopefully it pops free. It's gonna take some working to get it loose. They're pretty bad. But once it's up, the rack will start moving, the rack arm. Yeah, it's pop up real slow. Around. They're stuck pretty good. Like I said, this thing's been sitting, I'd say every bit of 25 years. Maybe more. But that's kind of what you're looking for there. So before my phone dies, you just see rack arm moving pretty freely. For now, we'll oil it up a little bit more. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sure the other ones are going to be just as bad, unfortunately. So not today on the will it start, but hopefully over the weekend I get this other side apart. This one's just as bad. I got this water filter in my way. But yeah, have a little run. We'll maybe use it for a yard truck. I don't know. I'm sure it'll get some attention. It shows because it is pretty neat looking. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'm going to try and do some more of these. Like I said, we got some other stuff back here. Deuce and a half isn't mine. A model Mac. Gas job R model, pretty rare. There's the F600. The Diamond T ain't mine. Kind of just moved that for somebody. But we got a lot of stuff here. Plenty of things to do. Thanks for watching.